Overwatch 2 is only a few days away, and I've got to be ready. So before it arrives, I'm going to attempt to play 100 games of Overwatch 1 in a row. I jumped in as this cute hamster-looking lad, otherwise known as Wrecking Ball, and let's just say it was atrocious. We have a long way to go over these 100 games, but I actually won my first game. Now, my team may have carried me, but a win's a win. So on to game number 2, I went. Now, everything seemed normal. I picked my cute hamster, we were ready to defend the objective, but then an enemy arose. Let me introduce you to the most annoying character of all time, Bastion, possessing insane damage per second, crazy healing capabilities, and an ability that makes him take 20% less damage. Just why? He was already too OP. My team couldn't do anything with him handing out one-way tickets back to spawn. Mate, jog on. So yeah, only 2 games in and a loss was already on the board. But don't worry gamers, game 3 is where our luck starts to turn around. Just kidding, for the next 3 games, they played Bastion every flipping time. It really was not a great start to this 100 games. But don't worry gamers, I had a plan. If you can't beat them, join them. So yeah, just a casual play of the game. Oh my days, this is mental. But don't worry gamers, since that was the freest win of all time, I am banning Bastion for the rest of these 100 games. Well, unless I get on a world record losing streak. But that'll never happen. And to ensure that, I've got to get better at all characters. So in game number 7, I gave support a go. It's just healing. What can go wrong? Lots can go wrong. Like here, I could have flown out of spawn, but nah, let's just get one shot by a Widowmaker halfway across the map. But even with these flaws, I still did some healing, and my team still carried me to that sweet victory. Now, in game 8, I made a discovery. We can make Bastion even stronger, and all we need is Orisa. That shield throwing robot can just plop her shield in front of Bastion, negating his one weakness of not being able to move while in turret form. Now, I hear you. Why not use one of the other shield tanks? Well, Orisa's shield can go on the payload, so I'll just place that there. Hop on, bud. And see ya later, suckers. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. This just isn't fair. As you can tell, I was having a bit too much fun. Catch you later, buckaroo. But if we were gonna survive these 100 games straight, fun is exactly what we needed. So I really don't know why, after 2 more games of Orisa, I thought it was a good idea to give competitive a try. Because here are the highlights. No! Stop! What? Ah! Oh my days. No! Ah! Wait, no, run! Oh, not again. Yeah, I fumbled the bag. Games 11 to 20 were perhaps the biggest travesty of all time. I'm lucky I even got a rank. But those games must have done something good, because in game 21, I had the biggest pop-off yet. It was hamster time once again, but this time I finally found his true power. All you have to do is scoop up your enemies and then slam them to the ground, resulting in huge damage. And of course, huge dubs. But the domination didn't stop there. I chose D.Va next match, and once I stopped sniping with her shotguns, yeah, I'm doing something wrong here. She was actually pretty dang good, all until I kicked the bucket. Dang. Wait, a second alive? Yeah, it's a little broken, but don't worry. Her ultimate continues the trend. Go, Nuke, go! Oh, dang, that's pretty good. Good enough for our first play of the game. That's not Bastion. It only took 5.5 hours. Hey, at least we know we're getting better. Now, I thought 2 elims was good, but game 23 proved that very wrong. Okay, let's do it again. I'm throwing in the nuke. What? Okay, this thing's better than I first thought. 4 games of D.Va later, and with many a victory in the bag, I thought it was a good idea to give another new hero a try. So in game 27, I gave Reaper a crack. Oh my gosh, Reaper is so good. His shotguns do huge damage, he can lifesteal, and he even has an ability that makes him invincible. Yup, we completely destroyed them. Next up was game 28, and I decided to give Flex a go, which means it randomly picks whether you get tank, damage, or support as your role. And of course, I got support. So I thought I was screwed, all until I jumped in as Baptiste. Yeah, we started popping off, and by we, I mean the supports. I had 13k healing, and the Moira had 15k, but even with that, somehow we still lost the game. Back to Wrecking Ball we go. Like last time, the swing slam combo destroyed the enemies, getting us a free dub in both games 29 and 30. However, we've played a lot of tank already, so I had an idea. Let's try every damage hero, all starting with Ashe. I started shilling out headshots, and to be fair, it was going fairly well, but after a minute or 2, things took a turn for the worst, and I was on that defeat screen in an instant. But don't worry, in game 32, I got my revenge. So for our second DPS, we have the one, the only, Bastion. Now, I know I banned him, but I did say we gotta try all the damage heroes, and we are on a 1-game losing streak, so bloody get back to spawn! By crikey, this hero is balanced. Just the cheeky 40 elims and 15k damage in 8 minutes? We're too good! The next DPS I had to try was Doomfist, and all I can say is, I'm never playing Doomfist again. That was the worst round of my life. Now, you may be saying, oh, Skyspud, Doomfist is a great hero. You just suck. Well, first things first, that's pretty hurtful, even if it's kind of right. And second thing second, it's only up from here. Echo, too easy. Genji, I slept the Ana. And I don't even have a sleep dart. How the heck did I do that? Hanzo, people think arrows can't do damage. Guess you haven't played Hanzo before. Junkrat, spam city. May, actually, yeah, chuck that one in the bin with Doomfist. Pharah, who doesn't love a flying rocket launcher? Reaper, you already know we got that play in the game. Soldier, hardly missed a shot. Sombra, legal hacks. Symmetra, pop off. Honestly, I'm surprised. I heard she's terrible. Now, for Torbjorn, I was starting to see the side effects of playing for almost 12 hours straight, because this is what happened.
Go, Turret. Yes, you can do it. Let's go. Turret got an Elam. Good job, bud. I'll give you a little pat for that one.
But the thing is, it only continued in the next game.
Yo, these fences are so satisfying to break. Just look at that. Guys, I'll be there soon. Just give me a second.
Yeah, luckily, we're on to our final damage hero, Widowmaker. It did start a little rough, but when I got into the action, and with the help of one-shot headshots, things turned around. Just look at me go. I was going crazy until we lost the game. But that's okay, because we've finally finished all the damage heroes. We can finally get back to tank. I jumped in as our good old hamster friend, and by crikey was I happy to be back, because we popped off. And with that victory, I decided to play him again, but sadly, it didn't go so well this time. I may have clutched up a little bit, getting a few sweet gold medals, but it just was not enough, and we kinda got destroyed by the end. And then, it continued in the next game. It's fair to say I was not too impressed with that round, but hey, I was finally halfway done! So, was I finally good enough for Overwatch 2? Well, let's see, with game 51. Yeah, we're gonna need another 50 games. Both 51 and 52 were a catastrophe, and if you could get medals for deaths, in both matches, I would have gotten gold. So I got back on the grind with game 53. Now, after all these games, I'd tried all the tank heroes, I'd tried all the damage heroes, and now there was only one thing missing. It was time to try all the supports. But since there isn't that many, I decided to do 2 games of each. What a great idea.
This was a bad idea.
Anyway, I started it off with Ana. Surprisingly, it went pretty well. Well, after I dealt with that Widowmaker. I did some healing, some enemies had a nap, and the victory came soon after. That game was nothing compared to the next. I hopped in as Ana again, and we started destroying. The only time my team went down was when I went down. So yeah, another easy victory. But it didn't stop there, because it actually continued with our next support, Baptiste. Mostly thanks to having a Bastion on the team, but even when we did it in game 56, it was still complete destruction. So on to Brig we go. And to be honest, I had no clue how to play this hero, so I thought I was well and truly screwed. But against all odds, I actually managed to do surprisingly well. But things didn't go so well with our next hero, known as Lucio. In the first match, I got over 10k heals, so not bad. Yet the second match,
oh no,
things took a turn for the worst.
What have I done?
For the 5th support, we had Mercy. First game went great actually, cheeky victory and gold heals. But the second game, like Lucio, I wasn't so lucky. Still got the gold heals, but there wasn't a victory screen in sight. And the thing is, it was only down from here. For our second last support, we had Moira. First match, I did some good healing, and the Ana even nanoed me twice. Perhaps that's the reason we lost, but all that was still better than the next game with Moira, consisting of this, and a lot of this. At least I was on to the final support. And this one was pretty interesting. It's time for Zenyatta. Now the thing about Zenyatta is, he can hardly heal. Now that may seem a bit silly, but with an ability that makes everybody on his team do 50% more damage to a designated target, and an attack that can 3-shot nearly all heroes in the game, he's a dang damage hero in support clothing. In my first game with him, I realized this fact just a bit too late. Although in game number 2 as Zenyatta, I was ready, and the Elams started rolling in. Just look at that 63% kill participation. And guess what? That's all the supports finished. Now that we've tried every single hero in Overwatch, at least that's what I thought. For game 67, I thought I'd give Flex another try, because I think we can win with any hero in the game. And boy, was I right. I got support again this round, and I decided to give Baptiste another go. And all I can say is, we were an unstoppable force. I healed, this cracked out Reinhardt did the damage, we were doing so well, we moved them back into spawn, and the victory came easy after that. I actually partied up with that Reinhardt for a few more games after that, and we kept getting victories, all until game 71. Now, as you can see, I accidentally ended the recording right before this game. Playing for 18 hours straight was really starting to take its toll. Luckily, I could use this replay mode to re-record the match. Now, it may look a bit rough, but it's gonna have to do, because this match was a cracker. I dropped in as Reinhardt, which was a bit crazy on its own, because he's probably my worst tank, which it did show, because I got completely destroyed. But even after that, I somehow did this.
Crikey, that was a shocker. Wait, what? I'm actually crazy.
I'm not sure how no one did better than me getting 2 Elams.
Oh, wait, was that it?
But a play of the game is a play of the game. So I fixed the recording and tried Reinhardt again in game 7. 72. At least, that's what I wanted to do.
Oh, I've been robbed.
So I had to choose someone else, and that's when I realized that I haven't tried Roadhog yet, so I decided to give him a crack. And let me tell you, I had no idea how strong this bad boy was. He could one-shot people with his shotgun at close range, he had a hook to pull people in, and he even had an ability that heals 300 health, all while him taking 50% less damage. That's bonkers. So with a couple good elims,
This just is not fair.
the victory was ours. Although, the victory got me thinking, did I miss any other tanks? And after another game as Reinhardt, I realized I had. It was time to try Sigma. And we completely and utterly destroyed them. My team couldn't be stopped. We were on the second point within 1 minute. That's bonkers. I think that may have been the fastest win in Overwatch history. Gamers, we were definitely starting to get good, but the next games didn't really show it. So let's make this brief. Game 75, they went Bastion. Game 76, they sent in the nuke.
Oh shoot.
Game 77, I fumbled the bag. Game 78, they went Bastion. Again! Game 79, actually, not bad. Still lost though. It wasn't until Game 80, where thanks to the Swing Slam strat, we got the dub once again. Except this is where things started to get a little weird. When I went into Game 81, it was already nearly finished. Some of the team must have rage quit, and I was put in their place. Of course, we lost. But that's not even where the strange stuff ends. After another game as Wrecking Ball, I got into Game 83, and it seemed fine. I was doing some healing, getting some elims, but then, just out of nowhere, I was kicked from the game.
What just happened?
Perhaps the game was telling me to stop playing after all these hours straight, but of course, I didn't listen, which may have been the wrong move considering how bad I did in Game 84. But don't worry, for Game 85, to show my improvement over these almost 20 hours of playing, I had to do something special, and luckily, I had just the thing. We've done our open queue competitive placements, and now it's time for tank, damage, and support. So let's just do it. Well, now it's time for our final game. So I had to make this good, and there was only one way to guarantee it. I had to use Bastion. Oh yeah, I took you 44 elims, 13k damage, Overwatch 2, I'm ready for you.